To highlight, I think this is a good time for us to have a small pause, look back and see what have been our achievements. Would you mind sharing some of those with us?
Yes, and there are a lot, and you're going to help me with this too, because we've been in this together. Um, I think the most important one is the leadership that the forum has been able to accomplish, being an open space where experts, where representatives can actually speak and share their ideas and to be able to promote communication, to be able to promote collaboration, and to socialize the science to our border communities under any condition. We haven't been living, these 5 years have been hard in terms of water issues between Mexico and the US. So, in order to maintain the focus of the science, the focus on the data, the focus on the respect of opinions, and bring the discussions, open discussions, instead of having them hold it under pressure, I think that's been one of the most important successes. Also, to have the support and the trust of our sponsors, of our relationships, that speaks, I think, really high of the effort that we have built together. Because the forum is not just the forum itself. There are institutions behind it that support us, that believe in this effort. Arizona Water Resources Institute, California Water Resources Institute, Texas Water Resources Institute, TCQ, NAVAN, University of Texas, all of our collaborators that work with us on research projects, and not just research projects, but also initiatives, Women in Science, um, vulnerability population, a lot of things that we have done that that they're all there in the forum. But I think that speaks of the work, and not just the work that we have done, but the potential that the forum has for the future. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, and you know what, Rosario, I think, yeah, spot on. Like in all of these different topics, for me, I'm thinking more kind of what I've seen in event plus event and so on, and one of those that the the community is learning and it is becoming greater than the sum of all the individual intelligence. Each of us have been able to learn about many different topics that alone we wouldn't have, but we've been exposed to that. So that to me is definitely an achievement. The other one related specifically to the events that we have been able to level the field. Typically, in order to go to or to have experiences, access to these many experts, you have to book a flight, go to this conference, look to get a hotel, and all those things. People can do it. I think this was better for our Mexican friends that now they were able to get in here. Now, it has a cost, and the cost is related with internally with us, that when we're paying all the translators. Nonetheless, we've been able with that small cost actually level the field, and now even building bridges. One related with that also is how we've been able to keep our audience. And in that one, what I've seen is it is impressive how many people every given event we have 40, 50. Recently we've been hitting 60 people. I think it's amazing that out of 200, 250 members that we have, there is always this revolving coming 50, 60 at any time, that it is our different subsets, but they are coming for this. And then last but not least, and I'll also would like to hear your thoughts on this, is the topics that we have discussed. The and they haven't been easy. We have been always listening to our members and bringing some of those topics that we think are needed to discuss, that are not necessarily politically appealing. Many of these things that we're speaking is something that not a lot of institutions want to talk, because they have certain responsibilities. And the reality is that there are no easy solutions. Right now, we are in a time that there are no easy solutions. I was even looking at related to this kind of the topics that we discuss are actually at our logo. Because even though our slogan, even though that these are very difficult topics, definitely water unite us. And we've been trying to use that as our guidance principles to do that. So I don't know, what are your thoughts on this, Rosario?
I totally agree. And I would add that discussing transboundary water issues requires a lot of maturity from both sides. And that is something that we haven't planned for it, but we have been able to raise the bar really high in terms of maturity and talk about these things that we usually do not like to talk because they're politically sensitive or not correct, or we shouldn't be talking about that, or that could spark some whatever sensitivities are, right? But I think it's time, and I think the forum has helped to do that, to raise the bar and let it go and respect and include and be transparent about everybody's opinions and perspectives. And this is the information, this is the data, this is the science, and this is the level of maturity that we're proposing. So it has been a risk, and we've talked about that in the past. This is risky, but you know what? I mean, the basin is waiting for it, right? We speak on behalf of the basin, and that's hugely important. So I think what I will recall from what you said is the level of maturity of the discussions that needs to keep growing, and that we have set an important example on letting it flow and release the pressure. And that's what the forum is for. Let us release the pressure.
Yeah, and Rosario, you also talked about the compromise of us as a scientist with our community to speak up. And I think you mentioned it also. It's not that we can, so climate change is not waiting, the rivers and the ecosystems are not waiting, and to use that compromise, right? And one other thing that I want to mention is that actually of the 5 years, I mean, I can count myself like 3.8, 3.9, because basically I went on sabbatical. I needed to recharge some of the batteries, stretch my legs. But you've been here the 5 years.
I've been here the 5 years, but I don't regret it. I mean, we missed you definitely, and we need you. I can't live without you, and you know that. So, but I've been here. It's been hard. I mean, it's been hard. It's a lot of time. There's a lot of what is it? I think it's just I believe. I believe in the project. I believe that they were doing something that it's our responsibility, and the community and the people and the young generations that are looking at the forum as something that could be useful for them, because I know there are. I think that pays for it. That pays for all the extra hours, for all the it's hard work, and I think we're doing the right thing. I mean, and I knew you would come back.
And you know what? It also talks about the our vocation, our as scientists, as humans. What are the things that we believe and we want to put our time? That is the most precious thing that we have, and for the greater good of the community. Coming back, so one is Water Unite Us. The other one, that the forum is not Rosario's, it's not Samuel's, it's not anyone's. It's from all of us. And I know that we repeat it every time that we're finishing or starting an event. The forum is yours. Let us know how we can help. And I think that service attitude has also worked.
Yep. Yeah. We're here to leave a legacy. So it's hard, but I think that's good for our kids too. So it will serve it.